I'll be showing 9 new features in Microsoft Teams meetings. The first new feature is presenting directly from PowerPoint into Teams. This is one of my favorites that's come out recently because a lot of people are using Teams meetings right now. I have a PowerPoint deck open, and in the upper right, you're going to see a Present in Teams button that's recently appeared. This is rolling out in Office Insiders right now, and will be rolling out into the Office 365 connected version of PowerPoint Desktop. It's also on the Slideshow tab. There's a button right here, Present in Teams. So it's in 2 places. Now, before I click that button, let's make sure that you've already started the Teams meeting. So here's Teams meeting. I'm in this and there's a couple other people, and I'm going to upload my deck directly into here with one click. You need to make sure that the Teams meeting is started before you do this, or else you get a prompt. Okay, back in PowerPoint, I'm going to go into the upper right and click Present in Teams. It starts uploading. Now my entire deck has been uploaded directly into PowerPoint Live mode. I didn't have to click the share tray or upload other things. I just did the one click from PowerPoint and it puts it right into here. And this is this new PowerPoint Live mode inside of Teams. So you can see my slides along the bottom. If I have things like presenter notes, they appear right here. The second new feature is the updated share tray in your meetings. So I'm going to start a meeting here and we'll join. Now in the upper right, I'm going to go to the share tray and I'm going to click this. And now it's a drop down and it's organized a bit better. First, and really important, include computer sound is right here. So that's if you're sharing and you want to make sure audio on your end comes through on the other side. You've also got presenter mode. I'm not going to show that today because this hasn't fully rolled out. And then we have the screen or the window, and this is really important. So if you're looking for many of the windows you have open, I click this and all of my open windows open. So if I want to show my reading progress deck here, that shares it out immediately, takes over your screen. I click here to unshare and we'll go back. And so if you want to choose from the different windows, those are right in here, and hit the little back button to go back. If you want to share your entire screen, you click here. And then PowerPoint Live. So if you want to upload a presentation and go into PowerPoint Live mode, like I just showed earlier, you can upload it from your computer, or if there's an existing one, you click here and it will put you right into PowerPoint Live mode. And then also Whiteboard right here is in a much easier to find area. So I'm going to start a whiteboard. So let's click this. The third new feature are more options for your sticky note colors. So I've got a sticky note here and I'm going to add a different color. So I'm going to go here and I'll click, and now I've got a nice red sticky note. I'll go back here and I'll make a blue one and I'll make a green one. And also, if you note, this toolbar has been updated to the new Fluent UI, so it's fitting into the overall Fluent design patterns that Microsoft's been creating. The fourth new feature are improved options for shapes and arrows on your whiteboard. So this button here, if I click it, is a bunch of more shapes. So maybe I want a triangle, go click over here. Maybe I want to get a little diamond, go click here. And if I want to change the color of my diamond or any of the other shapes, I go here. Maybe I want a gold diamond and also the outline of that. So I can click here and maybe I want blue on the outside of my gold diamond. A lot of options. There are also line connectors. So I've got an arrow here. If I want to connect a shape and have the old arrow pointing, if I'm making flow charts, that's really handy. I can have a double arrow. Maybe I want to go here. I'm going to click this and change that to you have one pointing to the other. So a lot of options in terms of the arrows as well as the shapes. The fifth new feature are improvements to the inking tools, including colors and thickness and highlighters. So I've selected a pen here and I click on it again and it pulls up this dialog. I can make it much thicker, let's say. I've got all these different colors to choose from. I'll keep it on one of my favorites, which is purple. And I might do my little writing on the board here, say hi. Now I go to the highlighter, I select the highlighter and I click it again. And look at all these different highlighter options. So maybe I want to highlight in a bright blue and make it really thick. I'm going to highlight right here over my high. And I can go back here and again choose different colors and thicknesses. So you can play around quite a bit and experiment with all the different ink options on your whiteboard. The sixth new feature is disable video in meetings. This allows anyone who's the organizer of a meeting to disable all the videos of their participants or allow enabling or disabling one at a time. So first off, I'm going to hit the Show Participants pane, and I'm the organizer in this meeting, and I'm going to go to the 3-dot menu here, and you'll see this Disable Camera for Attendees. So I'm going to click this and confirm. Bye-bye, everyone. I've just disabled your video. I feel pretty bad about that. Now you can see here all the little videos are disabled where I'm hovering. I can go onto an individual. So in this case, I want to have Ann Cosma, and I can say allow camera. I hit the 3-dot menu because we know Anne is always having something nice to say and show us. I've re-enabled you. Hey, Anne.
Turn it back on already.
Good job. Now I can click on a 3 dot here. You know, Journey, I feel like I'm going to allow your camera too, so I can click the 3 dot on here and say Journey can re-enable. Hey, Journey, welcome back. And if I go back to the 3 dot menu here, I'll say allow all cameras for attendees. Confirm. You can all now re-enable your cameras. Welcome back, everyone. Now, if you want to go into the meeting options, I'll go to the 3 dot menu here and choose meeting options. Let's say you want to, before the meeting starts, not allow anyone to enable their cameras. You want people, coming on with all these balloons and bubbles. I just can't handle all that color, Amy. I want to keep it a really boring meeting. No cameras allowed. So I would go here and just allow camera for attendees. I would turn that off and I would hit save. And you can do that before the meeting starts. The 7th, 8th, and 9th new features are all updates to Breakout Rooms. I'm going to go to the top here and click the Breakout Rooms button. And I'm going to put a couple of breakout rooms together. I'll choose manually to create the rooms. Now I've created 2 rooms here, the blue room and the yellow room. By the way, if you want a detailed deep dive breakout room video, look in the link in the upper right. We're going to go fast through this one and just show the updates. So I will go to the 3 dot menu here and you will see room settings. Choose this. And I'm going to choose set a time limit. We now have time limits for breakout rooms. So I can set it for multiple hours. In this case, I'm just going to set it for 30 minutes. So I can scroll down and choose 30 minutes. Now when that 30-minute limit is hit, the breakout rooms will close and everyone will be brought back into the main room. There's also a switch here that says participants can return to the main meeting. Maybe you want to let them leave early and come back, but by default this is off, so they can't come back to the main room until this timer is ended. Let's go back here and we'll assign participants. So Ella and Alex are in the blue room and Rosie is in the yellow room. Now I'm going to start the rooms. The 8th new feature allows you to reassign people in breakout rooms while the rooms are open. This is something that wasn't allowed in the past, but now it is. So I will click Start Rooms. Rooms are opening and people will get moved in there automatically. Okay, now both rooms are open, the blue room and yellow room. Now let's say while the rooms are happening, I want to move Ella from the blue room into the yellow room. I can expand this and I will select Ella and I click Assign. And I'm going to move her to the yellow room. So it says Moving. And now Ella has been moved into the yellow room. So you can move it while the room is open. Now we're going to close the room so I can show you the final feature. Closing rooms. The 9th new feature is recreating a new set of breakout rooms during your existing breakout rooms session. Okay, now both rooms are closed. Now what happened in the past was you couldn't recreate and start new rooms after you've closed them for one session. But what you can do now is go to the 3 dot menu here and choose to recreate rooms. So I'll click this, I click recreate, and now I can create a set of new rooms. So I'm going to choose manually here. This time I'll make 3 rooms and click create rooms. Now there's 3 new rooms here. I can rename them and I can assign people to these different rooms. So it allows you to recreate new rooms in the same breakout meeting session. If you found this video useful, give it a like. Now, if you want to keep up with all the latest videos I'll be releasing, subscribe to my channel and then just ring the bell to keep notified for all the latest posts.